A warm welcome back to the Forensics Detailing channel. Do not forget to subscribe. So in today's video, we're going to work our way through our car arch by arch and tidy up and maintain a part of the car which really probably benefits from maintenance more than the bits that we really obsess over, which is like the finish and the paintwork and the cleanliness. What our aim is really here is to go into this arch, and you probably want to do this once a year. We'll work corner by corner, clean all of this out with all-purpose cleaner and just scrub it and get back to clean plastics and a clean, that's a painted finish there on that metal section. Get it all back clean, protect off these plastics and lube up. Lube up any kind of corroded part that might benefit from a little bit of lube, like some of the bits around the suspension, like the anti-roll bar, bushes, ball joints, all that sort of stuff. We will also get a brush, softer brush in here, and just go along that inner edge and make sure all of the dirt and debris are cleaned out of that edge. And then we'll just put a bit of rust treatment in there. Any surface corrosion we can treat as well. Now in terms of products, I'm just using up my APC. That's the Gyeon APC, about over 10%, so it's quite a strong dilution for stronger degreasing. We would use this Hydrate 80, which is a rust converter, which you can use on any surface rust that you just want to kind of treat. So that would be great for the arch linings. I need to buy another bottle of that. I nicked some off the Fresh Layers guys just to try it out. Really good stuff. Goes kind of converts the rust to like a black oxide and seems to put like a layer over it, like almost like a protective layer, I think. Atom Mac is the water-based one that you mix down with about 5%. That to water, and you could spray it all over any components, and it's a rust inhibitor. It's not a rust treatment, but it's something, if you used on a regular basis, might keep the corrosion under control a little bit more, which is useful for older cars. And then this stuff, which I think is an older bottle, and I think they've got a better straw thing on their newer bottles, it's like a WD-40 kind of thing. It's a lubricant, but an anti-corrosion lubricant slash penetrating fluid, so you can put it on any stuck bolts or nuts, or you can use it to lube stuff up that you think will benefit from lubes. Door hinges, I use it in old lock mechanisms. If ever that lock mechanism starts getting a bit dodgy, I just fill it up with this stuff, that sort of thing. So those are the products. I was going to use can coat because I need to use this stuff, use it before it kind of expires, you know. But I've got a bottle of the proper trim coating ceramic, so that's Gyeon Trim. So I'll use that for the plastic arches. It's probably going to last longer than can coat. Doesn't need to be too pretty, but the thing is, getting this clean is the difficult bit. So the process, first of all, is I'm going to be doing it with brushes. Pressure washing out would be a good idea, but you're still going to need to go and brush it in. I'm doing this all in my garage, so it's got low pressure, and I'm going to be reliant on the scrub from the brush a bit more, which is a bit more aggressive anyway. So step one, load it all up with APC and scrub the hell out of it, which is messy and horrible, but it's the bit you got to do. So let's crack on with that first of all. Okay, so the inside has been all degreased and brushed out, and now our black plastics are looking a lot cleaner, and our suspension components are looking a lot cleaner. I'm going to wipe this over with a rag, but the next thing I'm going to do is cover all of this, especially all those springs, and up in that tower with the Atom Mat and just let it transfer. I'm going to do that first. I could dry this out. I don't want to be spraying this because the coating is probably going to be the last bit that goes on before the wheel goes back on. So we'll do the coating last. So I want to get this transfer of this stuff first of all. So I just let it sit on all of the components and let it transfer in all the chassis. Any bits of exposed metal, anything that could basically corrode. Don't put it on the plastics. I'm going to treat, I won't spray it into that arch lining because I'm going to treat in there. Just going to let that sit and dwell. Did I copy all of the instructions across? This is the old label from a long time ago when I made this bottle up. This isn't a Bilt Hamber bottle. So I'm going to let that sit and then I'll probably blow that dry and then move on to the lubing part with the WD-40, which is going to be really messy. So I'll be back in a second. Okay guys, so we're going to go in and lube up any ball joints. Oh. Any moving part that's going to benefit from a bit of lube. They're quite good, those anti-roll bars. And if I actually replaced all those bushes look good. Apparently got a bit of play in these track rod steering arms. They look all right to me. Oh, I don't know, you've got to talk them up a bit more. Let's just lube them up. Right, so that's that main bearing there. That's a subframe mount, so it's not going to hurt to put a little bit in there, is it? So that is pretty much all of the bits, apologies for the poor camera work, that I can see that are going to benefit from a little bit of lube. The thread on these, not sure if you're supposed to lube all that, but it's just getting a bit corroded, so I might adjust the rod height, but it's going to benefit from a little bit of doodah. But there's nothing else in there that I really need to lube up. The top mounts look okay still, actually. Yeah, we're good. This has been painted, hasn't it? It's been undersealed with black paint. God knows what, but even that clean has kind of shifted it a little bit. But we're pretty good on corrosion on this because it's been kind of looked after. Just some little bits of surface corrosion there that I'll treat now just to stop it spreading, and go in there and treat that. So we'll do that, sorry, we'll do that and the little bits of surface corrosion next. Then we'll buff all that out with a rag just to get it all dry, and then we'll put our ceramic coating on there. Yeah. Okay, so I've just decanted a bit of Hydrate 80, not a lot. Don't use it out of the main bottle because if you get rust back in there, it will spend the product, if you like. So I'm using a little lid there because that's running low. So if it wasn't, I'd probably go and find something else to use. And this brush, just make sure it's soft. It will get stiff. You rinse it out straight away because it sets up this stuff. And once it sets, you know, you're going to, it's going to go hard and stiffen the brush up. So you just want to keep that nice. So I'm just putting that on there, just where corrosion started to get in on the surface there. Just treat that up. This is going to sit here. I think you've got to leave this for 24 hours. So You kind of just leave it on there. I haven't got the instructions. I will get another bottle, read the instructions properly. I'll get some of that deox stuff as well. The deox stuff, you have to, I think, soak in there, so it needs to stay in the solution if you're going to use that different type of rust converter, where this is a rust converter that you can just sort of paint on if you like. So you can see that part of the subframe's just got a bit of corrosion on it. So if I paint over the exposed bit, like really you're only scratching at the surface when you do this, because there's all parts of it that you can't see, but it's usually the exposed bits, isn't it, that begin to corrode. Those brackets look good. Let's just put a bit on those brackets. I think they're relatively new, those. I think those are E46 mounting brackets for the brake sensor and the brake sensor and the brake line hose, which have all been done. I think BMR put those brackets in. They were cable tied before. I'm just going to put some around this collar of the suspension. Just let that sit. There's no point. Really, the surface corrosion on those springs now, because the protective paint on some of those springs has cracked off, those springs are now corroding, and they will eventually crack, but they're okay. I think at some point, these coilovers have been on for probably, I would imagine, about 10 years. I think they're probably, I don't know if they've been on that long, not that many miles maybe, but they're due to come off. I don't know if you should treat these springs or not, but I'm just going to put a bit on the surface corrosion of those bits that are exposed. Maybe it will help. I don't think it will make much difference, actually. Someone will tell me you shouldn't do it, which is fine. I don't really know. But just treat those. And again, you see, I'm not doing it all because it goes around the back as well, and all the bits you can't easily get to. It seems to have shaved off on the outside edge for some reason. Right, the other bits I want to get is just in here. Now this has all been cleaned. Behind here, if I can stay on top of this, that will stop these panels from corroding. I'll wipe just any of that excess off. Well, it's really important. It's really important to just brush these out periodically when you're cleaning the car. Just with a little hog's-hair brush or something, just get in there and get the wet mud out of them. So there's nothing in there. Oh, scratchy, scratchy. It's probably from brushing in there. Never have a black car. That's okay. And that is plastic. So much point in doing that. This heat shield's in good nick. It doesn't look like it's, I don't know what material it is, but it's not corroding. So maybe it's not made of steel or whatever. What's that made of? But the paint's coming off it. But underneath that, it doesn't look corroded, so that's fine. And the brake caliper is okay as well. So it's not all corroded up. I don't use any nasty things on there. So, what else? Is there anything else that's going to benefit? There's no point in those I'm going to probably put a purple tag rack on it at some point. So that steering rack's going to come off. That's pretty much everything I wanted to get. Oh look, just worth getting some of this right into that top mount. Oh, not the top mount there. Sorry, I need to, I'm just going to put the camera down here. It's not the best shot, but I'm just going to put it out of the way. Because I just want to get some of this around the top of the strut mount, where there's a little bit of surface corrosion. Hopefully that will, you see I've just put it in up there, and hopefully that will, oh, yeah, no, that's okay, that's just the original paint. So there, that'll just keep on top of that. So, I think now what I'm ready to do is just dry and buff. There's still some dirt up there actually, just there, look, where it's drying. I don't know if it's dirt or whatever, it's ground on, whatever it is. So I'll just get a rag now and dry these out. This is going to destroy whatever cloth I use. Might as well take one of these dirty ones. Just use this one, it's already a bit dirty. We'll just get these. Dry. They've still got a bit of contamination on these, but you know, I think these plastics, you could spray a bit of like, you could use a bit of cleanser fluid. This stuff, you wouldn't use a water-based panel wipe. This can dissolve like tar films and stuff as well. So it's probably going to just help clean these plastics off a little bit. You can see the paint where they've sprayed in there on the plastic. So they didn't take the arch liners out when they did that, which is a bit bodgy. These arch liners have done 150,000 miles. The only reason I'm putting coating on them, well, they're in good condition really, aren't they? But you could probably take them out and scrub on them for days. But I think just giving them a wipe over like this and coating them up should just keep the dirt off of them and hopefully just get any of that excess. Hopefully it'll mean cleaning the arches, it's going to be the worst camera work ever, is going to be easier going forward. So there, I'm still going to get dirt coming up when I try and put the coating on. This is just the reality of doing this on an older car. But that is reasonably clean. Reasonably clean, as you can kind of see if I come back, but not surgically clean. Right, so I'm just going to give this a minute for this stuff will just vape away. It will take like a minute. Then we'll go in, get this on we'll use the cheapo applicator because we're going to destroy it. It will get dirty. Well, I could use the Gyeon one. That will do, this applicator here. That will do ideally, because it's just going to get destroyed. So I'll come back in a second. Okay guys, so we're back. I got my glove on. I'm not too worried about leveling this coating. If it was a brand new bit of trim, I'd probably give it a buff, but I'm just going to get this coating on quite thick. And I don't really care what it looks like because, well, it's just, well, I don't want any gapingly obvious high spots. So, come on, yeah, get going. There we go. Why is that not running so free? It will go eventually. I want loads. I want loads. This is going to get dirty. Hopefully you can see what I'm doing here, which is basically, well, it's actually not that dirty. I thought it looks like this would come back, this applicator will come back black. It'll eventually pick up some dirt, But at the moment it's still clean. Let's just load up. Get that edge all the way up there so I can forget about the edge. Got the door open as well, so I'm getting some air in here, so I'm not just whiffing in all this coating constantly. Yeah, applicator's getting dirty now. Wear 2 gloves as well, not just one. But so I'm just doing under the arch here. I don't know if that's in camera shot, but there you go. So all that plastic is now covered in trim coating. Block it. Oh, I'm sitting in the wet bit there off the cardboard. Just got a little shot of wetness in my derriere. So now I need to do this side. Let's see if we can do that holding the camera in one hand, using a lot of coating. We try and use as much of this as possible, because if this lasts a couple of years, I ain't going to be recoating this for a while, and this coating will have gone off. Could use it on the Porsche as well. So let's just get the edge. Bit tricky doing this with one hand, but main thing is this panel is dry. Oh, there's a bit of surface rust I need to get there. I'll get that now. I need to put this down, sorry. So I'll just pop this here. I know the view's not going to be great, but I have to switch hands. I haven't. Naughty boy. Try and keep the coating off my skin. So there we go. I'm not going to put it on the calipers because it's a kind of grotty raw metal finish. Looks like I've got it all. And hopefully now, when that sets, I go in and pressure wash out all my arches, more of the dirt will fall off without having to be getting there and scrubbing the hell out of it, which is a bit of a losing battle. Now let's just get that little bit of surface corrosion. What do I do with the lid? Here's the lid. Let's just get that little bit of surface corrosion here. It probably extends behind that plastic as well. Oh, I've put that all over the coating. Never mind. I'll wipe that. Oh, that's good. Just wipe that bit off. So plastics. Okay, get that. I don't want it all running. So that'll just hopefully protect that little bit there. So the good news is we've just cleaned all the dirt out of that. Corrosion inhibited a lot of it with the Atom Mac. We've rust treated any little spots. We've just panel wiped with the Bilt Hamber hydrocarbon to get any sort of like film there was still some dirt there. It wasn't surgically clean, but it was cleaner than I thought. And just covered all of that trim in plastic. And now, I'll leave that little bit there. You don't want to be moving it around now the coating's down, but that's all painted, so that's all pretty. It's done a job of protecting the car from corrosion. So, that's all there. That's not plastic, so that's all painted as well. So that's a little bit wet still. So when it dries out, our suspension. So one corner of our wheel arch there has been done. And if you're quick, you could probably do that in about 20 minutes, couldn't you? About 20 minutes an arch. I think an hour and a half if you're not filming to do this on your car. And I think once every, you know, even on a new car, if you kept on top of it, kept it blasted out, you know, get that jet wash in there and scrub it out all the time and get that inner lip and keep on top of it with the Atom Mac, just keep spraying it in there to stop that corrosion starting, you would be good. But I think if your car's older than 5 years, I'd get that wheel off and do what I've just done and just treat any little bits of surface corrosion and that inner arch lining. If a car's older than 10 years, absolutely. And I think the point where it's older than 10 years, you really need to be doing this job. I mean, ideally once a year, but really maybe once every 2 years. You know, this is something we touched on at the start of the video, that we can get so obsessed with keeping the car vacuumed out, keeping the interior nice and keeping the glass nice and keeping the paint polished and shiny and protected, which is all good. And it, you know, it's all good and it's good fun and it's accessible. You can get at all that. But realistically, this needs to be done, and it's perhaps the job that we don't do. Well, I say we, loads of guys do it. Like Dan, for example, you know, he's not really into his detailing and his machine polishing and that, but whenever he gets a new car, straight away it's up on axle stands, all of those joints are lubed up. Any corrosion, like if there's a big patch of corrosion on the surface, Dan will, like, you know, like sand it off, treat it, hammerite it, you know, rust etch primer it, hammerite it, seal it all in, just because you need to if you're doing that. Another example with the Hydrate is all along these seals. These seals are in pretty good nick, actually. They normally rot out on these cars, but they're in good nick. But on the Porsche, the inner edges of the seals corrode. No matter, even if you've got a Minter, they'll get surface corrosion and it will spread through the seal and work its way up. So the other day I just went over the jacking points and that inner edge of the seal and covered it in Hydrate 80 to convert it and sort of almost seal it. You could paint over the top, but I think if you're going to do that, you'd want to take the seals off and do the lot and have a real good look, which I didn't want to do. I just wanted to treat that surface corrosion, help stop it spread, because I'm keeping the car, and it's like, it's the sort of things that you need to do on older cars. So there you go, guys. That's one arch done. And now I'll turn the camera off and do that one, and then put the wheels back on, spin the car around, because I've just got more space this side of the garage, and do the other sides. And the black peril will be slightly better off for it, I think. Long term, shorter, faster steering rack on this. Probably gonna have to start thinking about a suspension overhaul, though. To be fair, those HSDs, they've held up well, but the car, I don't know. I might be able to just get away with geoing it, because I had this all inspected and there was bushes and stuff on the car that needed to be replaced and done, and it was all done. So effectively the suspension is good, but it might be a case now that it's time to change those what the hell are they called? Those adjustable, those coilovers. But yeah, if they're not leaking, what you tend to find is that over time you get more and more play in them and they need to be rebuilt. And if they need to be rebuilt, and say it's like 500 quid to rebuild all 4 shocks, when they've got surface corrosion on them and the springs are gone, it's probably easier just to buy new coilovers. And I don't think I would go with these HSDs. I don't know. It's hard to say because I've never had it geoed properly. And like, I did get the ride height adjusted when I first got the car. A garage TLB automotive, because it was so low, it was ridiculous. So I gave it to Tom there, and he's not, I don't think he's got all the alignment equipment. I don't think he did geo on it, but he just set it up and sorted the tracking out and sorted the ride height out on it. And immediately when I got the car back, and this is 3 or 4 years ago, it was driving pretty good. But I think the geo has never been perfectly set up, and I think the front left scrubs the tyre out. Someone was saying that's probably because of the toe. I think it's got like toe out on it or something. It's definitely got loads of camber. I wonder if it's got E46, those lower arms are E46s. I don't know. Because it's got a hell of a lot of camber. So what the best thing I could probably do as an interim step is just get it geoed, take out a little bit of the camber, and I bet you the toe is way off. Get the toe sensible, leave the ride height the same. The rear will probably be okay, but get that checked and sorted, and just put a decent geo on it, and maybe get the dampening rate adjusted. I could do that myself. I think turn it on full and then 10 clicks off on each. But I don't know. I'd have to read up on the HSDs where it'd go. It feels firm, the car, but it bounces too much. And funny enough, the ride was terrible when I first bought it. And Tom looked at it and he said, like, you've got, I think two of the struts were on full stiffness adjustment, and 2 of them were on like loose or something like that. One of them was on loose, the loosest. So it was all over the place. So once he set those correctly, I was loath to touch it because maybe I'd end up twisting them the wrong way or something, you know, like turning them the wrong way and just getting it wrong. So it's easy, if you don't know what you're doing, to just mess things up. That's why I don't really adjust my suspension, even the dampening stiffness, you know. But we'll see. So there we go, guys. Thanks for watching, and let me know if you've done this. Let me know if there's anything I'm doing which sucks. You could just get some black hammerite paint, and after I've treated those little bits of surface corrosion, you could paint over that. That would probably be good, with just a little bit of black hammerite or something. But it's not too bad. It's not too bad, and I think this Hydrate 80 seems to make it stiffens off, and it's even stiffening in there, and it makes like a tough film over the top. So it helps in its own right. But yeah, you could go a bit further. Thanks for watching. I'll see you soon.
Holding on to what I knew, but the moment's gone. Where was I when you